Hello, my fellow storytellers. This video is going to be a little bit different today. It's going to be my first devlog. Now, when I was first considering of making a game, I went through two main engines in my head. Of course, the two main things that come to mind are Unreal and Unity. And I did consider those engines for a little bit, and I was like, I wasn't really sure what to do with them, as they didn't really have the look that I wanted to have. You probably noticed in the past um, that I made some Source Engine tutorials and for making textures in Source and some other uh, some other stuff in Source. Yeah, it was textures. And while I was doing that, I considered to myself, I really like the aesthetic of Source Engine. I like the feel it has. I like the way that your character moves and everything. And I was like, okay, I'm going to I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this in Source. So later on, I went into how all this would work and everything, all the stuff like that, and I started looking at the source code, and it truly was a daunting task if anyone knows working with Source is like, what it's like. But anyways, um, kind of rambling on here. It was truly a daunting task getting through the source code and making sure it all worked and functioned correctly. And then I finally got to the point where I started designing stuff and then started making my own levels. So here you're going to see the first test level that I'm working on. I'm going to show off some weapons that I have here. Um, and the first weapon is what I'm calling the ARCLR, which is a sci-fi long-range rifle. Um, and that's a model that I made in just for funs. There's going to be some placeholder models here from Half-Life 2. Eventually, I'm going to mix them. But anyway, the ARCLR. Um, this is a long-range rifle type of weapon. Uh, it's one shot for now. I do need to do some balancing with it. Um, all level, pretty much everything with it is long range, precision at long range, not precise at short range, and clearly I need to do some balancing with it. There's a lot of stuff that I need to fix with it. But this was the first weapon I made. Um, the uh, the next weapon here is going to be the Flen, which is a short range weapon. Um, it's meant for closer ranges, and it's sort of like your weapon that has a lot of ammo but does a little bit of damage. It kind of looks like a stone gun at the moment. Eventually, the texture, I might change the textures if I get better at texturing with Source. But pretty much everything in here is made in Blender either way, so a lot of it is very dynamic. Um, as I progressed through a test level, you of course saw the Combine soldiers that I'm using as placeholders. With that, um, I'm uh, going to eventually replace those, and yeah, I'm going to eventually come to replace those and replace them with my own NPCs. Uh, Later on in the video, I'm going to show you guys a NPC that I created, which is a turret. Alright, now let's go back to Hammer and I'll load up that level with the turret. This is going to be like the beginning of the game. A lot of stuff is prone to change in this level. It's really interesting. I finally got all the textures and everything to work. Of course, minimal placeholders here. Majority of it is of my design and stuff I made in it. Stuff I need to work on for the future is the stasis chambers, which you kind of see in the window right here. Let me load the level real quick for us. Windows is doing weird things. Alright. There it is. So, it looks like all the models didn't render it. Alright, so let me skip to the future to when the models are rendered into the level. And welcome to the future, where all the models are rendered in and everything. I would say 99% of the stuff in this level is my own design. The only placeholders are some particles, the water texture, and of course the suit. But that's pretty much it. There are some functions in this level, like I said. The first ever NPC, or I should say, the first ever turret I ever made for this game appears in this level. So let me put on the suit, and as you can see, I changed the animation. It's still a little finicky for the suit intro. The door, as you can see, for the stasis chambers is still floating, so I need to work on that. But overall, the progress I've made here, I'm very, very proud of at where I'm at. So let me go through this door. You'll hear a soundtrack that I played or made for this level called First Open Door. We'll probably be able to hear it as it proceeds on. Very happy with how these textures are working with the level. Took a bit to make them work correctly. There is the one difficulty I had was making the lighting work right. Source's lighting is a little finicky. If you ever worked around with it, but eventually I got that working. I am thinking about making some live reflections in this area. Still, little indecisive on that because Source's live reflections can be quite finicky. But all right, let's move on. Through this door, of course, this is all subject to change in the future, but you'll run into the first enemy I've ever made, which is that turret up there. The only problem is that it is indestructible at the moment. But with all that in mind, I still was able to make a as you saw there, a laser come from it. Man, that was so hard to do. Source doesn't have the Source has a laser system, but it doesn't work dynamically with NPCs. So the only problem with that is that I had to make my own system, which was I'll probably get into that in another video because that's an entire discussion in and of itself. But the AI is pretty simple. It draws from the turret AI in Half-Life 2, and then I did some modifications for it so that it could float and hover, and you could grab onto it. If I get if I could get past it. Quickly rush to the level here. Just you could like grab it and then it starts floating around. You could throw it, like make it float around. But it's neat little stuff like that you can do with it. You can even carry it around, and whatever it's tossed out to, it'll aim at. And then overall, this is what I've been proceeding to make through the level. Oop, fell down to the pit. But overall, this is the progress that I've made on the first level. If you could hear that music in the background, I also composed that music as well. Overall, a lot of things have been happening. A lot of things have been working and doing well. So that concludes today's devlog. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next one.